This is the AdHero Podcast, the podcast that reveals marketing tips, trends, and techniques by industry experts, insiders, and influencers. For years, AdSymble has helped businesses develop and launch campaigns to amplify their message, establish authority, and earn their lion's share of the market. This podcast will help you design and supercharge your plan to make an impact with valuable lessons you can apply in your business today. To get more information or start now, visit adsemble.com. That's AdSemble.com. Let's get started.
Welcome to the AdHero Podcast. Where's the intro?
Christmas episode. All right, do it over.
Okay. Welcome to the AdHero Podcast, the Christmas episode. My name is Giovanni.
And I'm Matthew Olivieri, and this is a special episode, man. What is this episode all about today?
Well, this week we are talking all things Christmas retail, including Black Friday sales. Are they even going to happen? And what some reports are stating the 2020 Christmas shopping season is going to look like, as well as our own predictions.
Yeah, this year has obviously been like no other that's ever happened because of the pandemic, because of COVID-19. Everything's changed. Everything's been turned upside down. And Geno and I just wanted to make this episode all about what does the 2020 Christmas shopping season look like. But before we get into all that, man, there's been some exciting developments in the world of film and television, and especially the Marvel Universe, which we always love talking about. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode here, or maybe I should say the ham and candied yams.
Something like that.
Since it's a Christmas theme.
That's right.
What do we have cooking in the A block?
So in the A block, I found that, okay, we've been talking about AMC theaters and Regal and all these places. We want to go out and see movies. So AMC turns out to be one of the very few chains that's actually open, but they're not 100% open, for one. And two, AMC is so much in debt because, you know, they can only allow so many people inside a movie theater, and they've lost so much money, including the movies that they've had there as well, that they have sold stock up to $47.7 million just to reinvest back into their company.
Okay, so we've been wanting to go to the movies for a long time. We've been waiting for the movies to come back. And now they're finally back and they're here. I got one question for you, big guy. Are you gonna rush out to go see a movie?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm on board with that. So am I. I can't wait to get my big tub of popcorn and my M&M peanuts or Reese's Pieces that I like to sprinkle in there. If anybody listening likes that combo, drop us a line. I'd like to meet you.
Some movie experts think it's actually, considering COVID, is actually the safest place you can go because everybody is facing one direction.
Ooh, that is okay. I can get on board with that. So yeah, I can understand their need to sell a lot of stock to make up for, I guess, the heavy losses that they've had. It'll be interesting to see how those theaters do, because usually Q4 is the time of the blockbuster. You know, well, the summer blockbusters come out, but
right.
Typically studios leave open one big film to release during Christmas time. It's
Star Wars was around for a while,
historically speaking. Usually, there could also be like a Christmas theme movie. Like some of you back might remember. A really quaint Arnold Schwarzenegger film called Jingle All the Way.
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for it.
It's a Christmas theme episode. I got to drop it in there. But of more recent notoriety, there's, like you said, Star Wars. There's been other action films that have come out. And I think why it is because the studios know that all the kids are home from school. Although, hey, this year, all the kids have been home from school all year. But typically they're on Christmas winter break.
Yeah.
And so there's great opportunity for families to go to the theaters and see one of these family-friendly films, right? And so you get these productions coming out. This year, because the movie studios didn't know when they were going to be allowed to be open, I'm not sure if any of the studios has one of those big budgeted marketed films or a Christmas themed film ready to go. Do you have any insights on that?
There were some. I mean, Black Widow kept getting pushed back. Eternals kept getting pushed back. Tenet got pushed back. A lot of major films got pushed back, and they didn't. Well, the Marvel films are going to come out next year, but Tenet. It actually grossed, I think it was about $64 million, which is
impressive.
I think, which is, but that's like worldwide though, Right. So we're not talking like domestic, which has been a problem. Worldwide, these theaters, which they rely on China, to actually get most of the money, especially up front.
So what have the online powerhouse companies been doing here? Obviously, the big one is like Disney Plus. They have The Mandalorian Season 2. That trailer recently dropped, and I believe the first episode is already out, or it's about to be out.
It's coming out soon, but
okay.
it's not out yet.
All right, and then the other big one, Cobra Kai, Season 3 dropping. Now, for any of you who don't know what Cobra Kai is, Geno, can you give a quick rundown? What is Cobra Kai, and why is it so buzzworthy, and why is everybody so excited about Season 3?
Well, first of all, I like to say that I finally am caught up on the first 2 seasons.
Nice.
And Cobra Kai is an extension of the Karate Kid universe that they're calling it now, dating back to 1984.
Everything has a universe.
It does. But this universe is very interesting, and it really is all connected. Even the next Karate Kid has a part in there we're learning now that is connected to all these other movies, including Cobra Kai, which is a extension, like I said, of the films, but a series online started on YouTube, now moved over to Netflix, and has all the original characters and a bunch of new characters for a younger generation to get a hold of the whole, like, why karate, if that's my cultural inappropriation.
Wax on, wax off. I've noticed a lot of these mashups, or rather, I don't know what you're calling them, like, it's kind of like reunions. I've noticed that's a very big trending thing.
Is it trending? Like,
it is kind of trending. I've noted there's an actor out there. I think it's Josh Gad, a pretty famous dude in a lot of films, and he's been kind of pioneering getting these people back together on Zoom calls for the point of a YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
So most notably, there was one for the Goonies. And a lot of the original cast got on a Zoom call from Goonies.
No way.
Yeah, and then there was like another one.
There's been multiple Avenger
ones, and then a little Easter egg for all of our listeners. We love chatting Marvel Universe, MCU. There was even a Zoom call with members of the original X-Men movie, only to be crashed by none other than Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I saw that one.
Super hilarious. If you guys have not seen this yet, and you are a fan of the MCU and just all that kind of funny nonsense that Ryan Reynolds does as Deadpool, he basically, I don't want to spoil it, but he basically comes into the Zoom call unexpected and unannounced.
He always does.
Which he always does. And then everyone gets really upset because he's crashed the call.
He probably has the best movie marketing out there.
He really does. He's a game changer. He's awesome. We love Ryan Reynolds. Shout out Deadpool. Shout out Deadpool Universe.
There you go. Definitely. Yeah.
And anyways, go watch that. But
that's right.
To my point here, it's interesting that these online, we're going to monitor this, okay, for our listening base here, our listening audience. We're going to keep tabs on what happens now that the movie theaters are kind of making a comeback and they're open again. Because it'll be really interesting to see, while the pandemic is still raging, while there's not yet a vaccine announced, will people rush back to the theaters, where, according to Geno, it's possibly even more safe? Or
they're not.
Will they continue to stay at home in the comfort of their home where they feel more safe, watching episodes of The Mandalorian or Cobra Kai?
Right.
We're going to find out.
And speaking of comebacks, we are talking of, or going to transfer to Jared Leto. That's right, Jared Leto, the Joker of the DC EU.
My least favorite Joker.
Is actually making a comeback and is going to be in the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, which actually got a different name, by the way.
Oh, it
was the Justice League, and I can't remember it offhand, but it's not like the Snyder cut. It's just like another cut or whatever they're going to call it. But anyway, Jared Leto is making a comeback and is cast to play the Joker and going to be filmed in additional scenes. Now, some people thought that they might be using scenes from the Suicide Squad, the original Suicide Squad, which he apparently filmed an outrageous amount of scenes, but he was only in the movie for like 10 minutes, right? Or less. So this time, they're going back and filming him for additional scenes and placing him in the story.
Huh. That's kind of cool. I like that they're repurposing film that just hit the cutting floor that never made it to the final cut. I think that's an interesting idea. I'm curious how many producers, directors go that route. I'd be interested to know that.
Well, they're going to add scenes.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he made all this other footage and it never made the final cut, and Zack Snyder's considering adding some of that, maybe possibly some of that footage to the Justice League, while also having him do some new scenes.
Well, we don't know that part yet because that was done by a totally different director, totally different movie. That was David Ayers, which actually in online is starting to be I might want my own cut of Suicide Squad, since the movie studios took it, chopped it up, and created like one big long trailer for it instead of like a movie.
That's annoying. Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I'll give Jared Leto another shot. I'll give another chance as Joker, only because it's Zack Snyder directing it.
And I felt bad for the guy. I mean, the guy's like, hey, look, I devoted all this time and I'm like barely in the movie.
Not only that, the general fan base consensus was he was the worst Joker.
That's what I heard too.
And
I didn't like the look.
I didn't like the look either. I wasn't a fan of the look. I know Jared Leto is a method actor. I've read that. I know he gets extremely into the roles that he plays, like crazy into the roles.
Oh yeah, he was giving the cast dead rats and whatever else. Yeah.
Right. And so if you give up yourself in that capacity to anything, you definitely don't want to get the label that you're like the worst out of all the Jokers that existed, right? You're hoping that I'm going this deep into the role that maybe someone will put me up there alongside. I don't know. For me, I'll just put it out there. I'm kind of old school. I still think Jack Nicholson's role was iconic, but you got to give it to Heath Ledger, man.
Over the years, he's loved him.
Heath Ledger's Joker, it has so many iconic scenes. The voice, the laugh, just everything. It's so awesome. So for me, they're pretty neck and neck. They're kind of like 1-2, 1-2.
Actually, if you line them up with the videos, there's a video on YouTube where it looks like they're one and the same.
Yeah.
It's very close.
And I'll give Joaquin Phoenix his due, because I did enjoy Joaquin Phoenix role.
And he got an Oscar, right? Or at least nomination.
I believe, one of the two, yeah. I did enjoy his role, very much so, actually, especially how that movie took such a crazy twist at the end. So I'll give him his due.
Yeah.
But by far, unfortunately for you, Mr. Leto, I just did not like I did not like the way the director chose to use the footage that you did make.
It's funny. A lot of people like the Jack Nicholson one. 2 Jokers got Oscars, or at least nominations. And, this one guy's not the best.
All right, let's get into, that's some good updates there on the A block. Let's transition over now to the okay, what am I going to call this one now? The, what's another Christmas dish? The ambrosia salad and,
I guess. I mean, maybe if you're cooking with my mom, she might call it that. I guess.
Let's get into the ambrosia salad part of the episode, the B block, otherwise known as B block.
That's right. This is coming from Fox Business.
Well, let's pre-frame this section here. Let's kind of set it up for the audience.
Okay,
here.
We can do that.
So, listen, 2020, nobody knows how this year's going to end, but everybody can agree that we got to get America going back the direction that she was going before COVID-19, which was low levels of unemployment.
Record unemployment.
Economy booming. People feeling great. People feeling happy.
Wages are up.
Spending limits are up.
Taxes are down.
Everything's going the right direction, right? So we got to get this country rolling back to that level. And obviously, retailers know that during the Christmas season, this month of November and the whole month of December is the biggest opportunity to just make up for the first 9 months or 10 months of this year, right? So with that being said, Geno, you did some research here on some consumer spending. What do you got to share?
Yeah, so that it jumped up $285 million from last year, despite the pandemic, with Americans estimated to shell out over $150 million this year, and an average billion dollars this year, on an average of $665 per shopper throughout the 2020 shopping season, according to Finder's Black Friday survey of 1,800 Americans.
Now that makes sense to me, because if I do a little personal inventory of the people in my family who I'm gonna be Christmas shopping for this year, $660 sounds about right for everybody. I mean, I got people, man. I got some people I got to buy some gifts for, right? I got nieces, I got brothers and sisters, and a girlfriend, and lots of things going on there, family members. So yeah, I'll probably drop about $600-700 at least.
You know, it's one of the top.
I also got a co-host
list
here at the AdHero podcast. Santa might have to drop something off for him.
Oh, I'd be grateful. It says this: furniture is topping shopping lists this year.
This is an interesting stat. Okay, what's the deal on this?
It just says that Americans are slated to spend $253 on an average for furniture. Major appliances close, followed by $234, and electronics at $223, according to Finder.com.
Okay, now this also makes sense. Everybody's been forced to stay at home. So what do? You're spending a lot more time on furniture, on couches, on chairs, on things that...
Fixing up your home.
But specifically, if you look at the furniture piece of that, right, that interesting statistic there, all of us probably have that one rickety old chair or couch in your house that you're kind of like, well, at some point I'll get around to switching that thing out with something more comfortable. I have to run to work. I have to run over here. I have to run over there. But now, since I'm forced to stay at home and I have to keep sitting my ass on that uncomfortable couch, I might finally go, let's go make a Living Spaces run. Let's go make an IKEA run. Let's finally upgrade that couch to something much nicer. So that stat makes a lot of sense. And followed by appliances. Sure, I'm at home. I need a new laundromat. I need a new dishwasher. I need this. I need that. I'm fixing up my house. Now is a great time to do that investment. So I'm curious if this Christmas shopping season, retailers like not Bed Bath & Beyond. Who would be a big retailer that would sell probably Living Spaces?
Yeah, Living Spaces.
These kind of places.
I do want to check that out.
Home Depot, stuff like that sell major appliances. I'm curious to know what their numbers look like. Lowe's. When everything comes in Q1, when they start announcing the sales, I could see them having a very, very big, successful Christmas shopping season.
That's right. And speaking of the retailers, let's get down to the crux of the matter. Is Black Friday even happening?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
According to this article, it says a number of retailers such as Best Buy, Target, and Kohl's have already kicked off Black Friday sales early, and Walmart on Thursday launches its deal early than expected. I also learned that Amazon is expecting even more competition and maybe even not doing as good, but still one of the top retailers in the country. Or in the world, probably.
Well, okay, so let's peel that back, ladies and gentlemen, a few levels here. They don't want a big rush of folks Friday morning flooding the stores. Everybody listening to my voice has seen those horrible videos of people bum rushing security guards and literally fighting each other to rush into a store at 5 o'clock in the morning to get a discounted TV, which, by the way, I want to be very crystal clear. If you are one of those people that are hurting people to rush into a store to get a TV, shame on you. Don't ever cross me, because I will straight up tell you to your face you're an idiot.
And isn't it weird how the day before you're giving thanks, unless you're out waiting in line at one of these stores.
Oh, it's terrible.
And then the next day you're fighting your fellow man.
It's terrible. It
pisses me off.
It does. It pisses me off. It's disgusting. I'm all for...
People have gotten killed.
They have. Can you imagine that dying that next morning over some stupid...
You get trampled on?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, at a Walmart.
It's ridiculous. I'm all for capitalism. I'm a true blue American in that sense, and I love that about our democracy, and I love that about our country. But when it comes down to physically hurting someone else just to save $10 on something, I mean, or maybe a few $100s, who cares? Does not matter. It's not worth a life.
No.
All right? So get a life. I'm kind of glad that these stores, just to finish my thought
no.
I'm kind of glad that these stores are starting these sales further out.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think what they're saying is, we're not going to have this big-ass sale the day after Thanksgiving because we don't want a flood of people in here spreading COVID around. But I really hope that what this does is it starts to become like a thing that happens every year where they kind of get away from that Black Friday morning.
They really should.
Not only to prevent chaos of idiots hurting each other for a discount, but also maybe the spread of other, viruses and things that could come up down the road too. You know what I mean? So I'm in favor of this. I love it. What do you got?
I was just going to say, one, how could you live with yourself with just trampling on somebody? I hate to laugh, but it's very ridiculous. The other thing is I remember going to the local mall that would be open for 24 hours and shopping there, or at least looking around between 2 and 4 a.m. And I like that. Now, if they can get rid of Black Friday and this is just kind of like, it's been the last few years. They've opened up the day before Black Friday. They've kept malls open 24 hours. Now the online sales, and just slowly start to get away from this madness. Because look, it's going to happen. So you cut it off now, and look, people are happy. Sales are up, which is what these companies want to have happen, and everyone gets a partake until Cyber Monday.
Yeah, that's funny. Cyber Monday is actually a big deal day for us here at AdSemble because, as your listening audience knows, our website, opendisplay.com, is where you can book your own self-service billboard campaign, which, coincidentally enough, would be a perfect way to promote your own personal sales for Christmas time.
That's right.
Billboard campaign through opendisplay.com. But we actually do a Cyber Monday discount where you can get a special promo code to launch your billboard advertising campaign. So stay tuned for that. That was a shameless plug for AdSemble Open Display, and I have no regrets about doing it.
That's good because we need to get out anyway.
No, I do. You know what? I do want to make one comment though on the Amazon thing.
Yes.
Amazon, what they used to call it, Prime Day or something.
That's right. Oh yeah. They still do.
It used to be Prime Day,
right.
Singular.
Right.
This year it was 2 days, but they still called it Prime Day, but it was spread over 2 days. Something I'm missing out on something there. I'm not understanding.
No, I read about that too.
What's your thoughts on that? I mean, next year is it going to go to 3 days, but still be called Prime Day?
Look, man, I'm just kind of over one company everybody shops at,
right?
In the entire world,
let's have a little diversity here. Let's mix it up a little bit. Anyways, I just found that to be funny that they expanded it to 2 days now, but it's still called Amazon Prime Day. And it will be interesting. I think there will be, here's the personal opinion part of the show. I think there will be a tremendous amount of Americans, and people all over the world for that matter, that choose to stay home and order everything online, do most of their shopping online.
Use Alexa.
Use Alexa. I think that, let me give you some categories that I feel are still going to be very heavily, very heavily in-person shopping. Car shopping, obviously. Automotive sales. People like to buy cars around Christmas time, surprise their significant other with one of those big red bows on top, like you always see. Where do they get those bows, by the way? I don't want to make those bows. Jewelry sales. Okay, I think as nice as it is to see a picture of a diamond on a website, if I'm spending $12,000 on a diamond ring or a diamond necklace, I would like to hold the diamond in my hand and examine it, make sure it looks as sparkly as they say it is. So jewelry sales, automotive sales. Can you think of anything else where just you got to be in person to kind of like see it and do it?
Well, I mean, toys are always the thing, I think.
Really? I think toys you could buy online. Personally.
Yeah, you can. And you know what's funny? We talk about, store, just real quick. The only time I've ever been in that situation where shoppers are fighting was when the last day of Toys R Us was closing down. And there was a couple of parents in there fighting over one toy. It was ridiculous.
Again, don't be that parent, please. Can you imagine if your kids see you behaving that way? Like, what if you get picked up, by the cops, and then you're on the 6 o'clock news, and you're like, Dad, Mom, is that you? I mean, how are you gonna explain that? It's so pathetic.
Heck, I just have a problem with all the cursing that happens.
So, long story short, kind of just moving right along here into the final thoughts.
Wait a minute, real quick. By the way, in this article, they pointed one last thing out. Parents feel that they need to overcompensate for the holidays, so they're going to give their kids gifts for graduation, proms, and other miscellaneous stuff.
Wait, they feel they have to overcompensate. I'm not understanding that. Why would they have to overcompensate?
Well, like me, for example, instead of celebrating my birthday with friends, I just celebrated with like a couple family members, which is no problem. But a lot of people kind of feel that way. They're like, okay, well, I missed my birthday. I missed this. I missed that. I missed my wedding.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting from the article.
I got you. So the idea is because this year has been like no other. Sounds like people might be going out of their way to spoil themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I'm just pointing out what the article states.
Well, that's a fascinating little tidbit there. All right, well, so listen, here's the recap. The recap for the Christmas season shopping sales is it is expected to still bring in a healthy amount of revenue to the major retailers such as Walmart, Target, Kohl's, you name it. Sounds like furniture and appliances, and then tech electronics going to be your number 1, number 2, number 3.
Correct.
But in all probability, online sales will still probably be the dominant force of this particular Christmas shopping season because of fears of COVID and everything else. The retailers are not. Sounds like they're going to get away from a traditional Black Friday morning, which is a good thing, and they're going to be opening up.
We apply that ad
sooner. Right, and more. So listen, if you're going to be one of those people doing online shopping for all your family members, recommendation: start doing it now, because if you put it off till the month of December, there could be a very high probability that your packages either get lost, stolen, or there's just delays in shipping.
That was a big problem.
That was a huge problem, right? So imagine with so many more people doing online shopping. You bet it's, we're taping this episode right now in the first week of November. You better get that online shopping done like ASAP.
That's true.
And then come back to Add Symbol Open Display for our Cyber Monday sale.
That's correct. Without further ado, let's move on to the D block where we're going to give some shout outs.
Oh man, we got an awesome comment on one of our YouTube clips. For you, those of you who don't know, whenever we tape these episodes, we are simultaneously recording them video format and putting it on our YouTube channel. We have Facebook. We have a playlist that has the full taping of the video, and then we take clips, interesting things that Geno and I say. Sometimes when we have guests on, interesting things the guests say. We chop up these clips. In fact, I won't say I'll say Geno chops up these clips because he's the expert that does all that. And we have a playlist on our YouTube channel and Facebook for that as well. So you can either watch some little tidbits or you can watch full motion videos, full episodes.
That's right.
But we got a comment. Go for it.
Yeah, just real quick, because we're running out of time. We want to give a shout out to South Cali Guy 872 on YouTube. What up, man?
What up?
Thanks for the great comments. And I'm glad that we were commenting back. We also want to give a shout out to all the listeners in Ireland.
Yeah, we're blowing up in Ireland right now. So if you're listening from Dublin or I don't know other cities out there, but we're blowing up in Ireland. We thank you guys for tuning in. We love to get out there and have a beer with you and say what's up.
We also want to give a shout out to Christmas. We're still going to be saying Merry Christmas. That's right. That's right,
baby. That's the fun thing. So that's our Christmas episode.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Oh, yes. That is our Christmas episode. Just remember to check us online on YouTube. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified about all AdHero shows and various other content related to the marketing. And don't forget to leave a comment or question below and let us know your thoughts. For inquiries and more information about outdoor advertising, visit our website, adsymbol.com, and find the AdHero podcast on all major platforms, including Spotify and iTunes. Or Apple Music. Thank you for tuning into the AdHero podcast. Thank you for tuning into the AdHero podcast Fridays. My name is Giovanni.
And I'm Santa Matthew Olivieri.
Signing out.
Want to advertise big and build massive brand authority at the same time? It's easier than you think. Open Display by AdSymble lets you advertise on digital billboards nationwide. Just go to opendisplay.com for a free account to get started.